Hey guys, what's up? It's Karate9 here with a quick little video about Red Eyes Fusion and if you should be playing 3 copies, 2 copies, or 1. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, let me know down below, and if you didn't, let me know why as well. And don't forget, we did just get a TCG affiliate link, so if you want to go ahead and use that, that's in the description down below. I appreciate any help you guys want to go through with that. So let's go ahead and talk about Red Eyes Fusion and what does it do. For the most part, we all know it's going to be for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, no surprise here, but here is what the card reads. Fusion summon one fusion monster that lists a Red Eyes monster as material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion materials. And if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon monsters the turn you activate this card. You can only activate one Red Eyes Fusion per turn. Now, the more important part of this card is that you cannot normal or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, not afterwards, not before. So it's literally everything. So you can't summon Alistair, for example, and then activate Red Eyes Fusion. You're locked out. You normal summon. You did not meet the clause. If you set something like, if you set the Man-Eater bug and then activate Red Eyes Fusion, you're golden. You're fine. So how does this play into playing multiple copies, and also how does Anaconda bypass this little clause? So for the most part, Anaconda copies the effect, not the condition. So for the most part, what's happening here is that Anaconda is copying the effect to fusion summon the Dragoon. It is not copying the effect of the restriction for the turn. Now, how does that work in terms of, you know, your plays? If you're playing more of a controller stun variant, I'll explain this a bit more. You're going to be setting your monster along with activating the Red Eyes Fusion, and then setting your back row and passing. If you're playing a combo deck, you're going to be essentially making your full board, and then going into Anaconda to make Dragoon. That is your finalized play. That's where you're finishing off your turn. And that's honestly a really strong option. So let's start off with the more obvious. Why should you be playing 3 copies? If you're playing something like Guru, Altergeist, anything that's a slower paced deck in the format that doesn't restrict you from summoning, such as Dogmatico, for example, which does restrict you from the extra deck, and then, you know, Anaconda and Red Eyes Fusion restricts you from special summoning, so they kind of conflict with each other. So let's go ahead and talk about Guru, right? You can go ahead and set the Guru, activate the Red Eyes Fusion, make your Dragoon, set 3 back row, have a card in hand, and pass. That is your turn. That is all you really need. You have a Disruption as a monster, you have Guru ready for the flip summon, you have the back row set up depending on how much back row you have, and you are literally golden. You don't need to flip Guru turn 1 to get an optimal board. Congrats, now you have a different negate on board that's more indestructible, that's not, you know, fiendness. So, in terms of Altergeist, which I was thinking about, you can go ahead and set up your back row, hopefully have a Multi-Faker in hand, activate the Red Eyes Fusion. Congrats, you have Dragoon, Multi-Faker in hand, couple back row, pass. You are in good positions with that, and that's really strong. And that's sometimes all you really need. So how does this play into 2 copies, right? You might be thinking, well, 3 is more for combo and stun. You know, what is 2 gonna get me here? So 2 I was thinking about a bit more in depth because that one's kind of iffy to justify. If you're playing a combo deck, you don't want to play 2. It doesn't benefit you for running 4 bricks, you know, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, and the Red Eyes Fusion. Because if you're playing combo, you don't want to activate this card, you want to go through Anaconda. So you're basically only playing the second copy as a backup. Because Anaconda cannot copy fusion cards from hand, it's only the deck. So Anaconda is dead essentially. And you don't want to activate the Red Eyes Fusion because then you're locked away from your combos. So how does this play out with 2? You're essentially playing as a backup plan, kind of like when you're playing Artifact Sanctum with Artifact Scythe. Some people play the 2 scythes just in case they draw the first one. I don't recommend 2 in almost any circumstance with this card in particular, because you're not really benefiting from much. You can't really, you know, utilize this card twice. You're kind of using it and then that's it. The other 2 copies are dead. And yeah, I mean, I can't justify playing 2 copies no matter what I was thinking of. Like, it just never makes sense. You don't really want to up the amount of bricks you're playing, right? So going from 3 bricks to 4 bricks, you're adding a layer of inconsistency there. So why would you be playing 1 copy, which I've been playing personally in my Mech Knight Invoke as well as my Emancipators? You're a combo deck. Your primary focus isn't Dragoon. That is your second or third engine to finalize your play, or to be like, OTK time. So I'm going to go ahead and use Emancipator because I feel like this is going to be the most obvious one, a bit easier to understand. You're pretty much going for your full board, Appaloosa, Savage, maybe a Herald or something else, right? So 2 negates, maybe 1 more if we're being modest about it. You can go ahead and make Verte Anaconda, activate that as your final, summoning for the turn. Send Red Eye Fusion from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can go ahead and make Dragoon. Now you have Appaloosa, Boral Savage, and Dragoon ready. That is essentially game in almost every game state. That's how you're finalizing your plays. Either that's going first or that's going second, right? Either way, strong board does a lot. And that's what I'm trying to talk about. Like, if you're playing Emancipators, if you hard draw the Red Eyes Fusion, that whole engine is essentially dead for the game. And that's where some people might be like, well, why don't you just play 2 copies? You don't need 2 copies, you're probably gonna win anyways. Now, 1 copy is a risk, but I feel like you're less likely, it's a 1 in 40 chance to draw it, right? Like, your odds of drawing it aren't that good, unless you're playing nothing but like draw engines like, Dark Lords, where Eggshell is a +2, Upstart Goblin, you're playing a Lure of Darkness, as you're drawing non-stop in that deck. Doesn't make any plays, but you're drawing, so you don't want to draw the Red Eye Fusion. And yeah, I mean, overall, simplify this long video that it shouldn't have been this long. You're playing 1 copy, you're playing combos. You don't want to draw the Red Eye Fusion. You're playing 2 copies, you want to have a backup plan in case you do draw the Red Eye Fusion. This I would at least advise for decks that can combo but can also rely on their back row. That's where I feel like 2 can go off of. 3, you're essentially a stunner control player. Your turn 1 plays aren't that amazing, that magnificent. You can set 4 and pass and be happy, and that's kind of where Dragoon shines, because you can activate the Red Eyes Fusion, summon Dragoon, set 3, keep a card in hand, pass, and now you have a negate with back row ready to keep disrupting your opponent. And overall, guys, that's my opinion on if you should be playing 1, 2, or 3 copies. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you have any deck in specific. I can go ahead and give you guys my opinion on how many you should play. But overall, just keep that as a little note. 1 for combo, 2 for that mid-range deck, and 3 for stunning control. So guys, thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and take care.